Stellaris, the 3.03 open beta, will get some updates. We're going to go over them shortly in Dev Diary 2.1.1 for Stellaris. It's an opt-in beta, so you can choose from your Steam menu that you can opt into the 3.03 beta branch, and then it will be updated constantly. So if you want to go for a specific strategy, then you might stay with a stable patch, but if you want to try out the new features, then go for the beta branch. The beta branch is even a little bit more stable for me than the regular 3.02 update, so I would definitely try it. So let's see what they have in store for us now. Bug fixes and further balance update. From fixes to the end of the Cyberx precursor chain to correcting edit deactivation costs, we've fixed a number of issues that you found and reported during the beta. Thank you for reporting the things in the bug reports forum. So if you find a bug, report it in the bug reports forum and they will take care of it. Regarding the economic changes, mainly pop growth, one of the common themes has been that the sheer number of jobs in the game are too high. They agree, clerks are especially notorious for this. In many cases, you would rather actually see them unemployed. Yeah, I've done this. They build the districts, leave the clerks unemployed. They're kind of a reserve job. Ah, well, let's put them into clerks and then we'll build something where they can really work. Moving to a more valuable position elsewhere in the Empire. They're taking some preliminary steps to reduce the number of jobs and changing things to focus on increasing productivity instead. So, some of the changes that are coming soon are reducing the number of clerk jobs provided by buildings and districts by around 40%. And clerk trade value will be increased to 4. I think up from 2 or something like that. It was very, very low. So that's way better. So you have a valuable job there, not something that is like an excuse for not being unemployed. Clerks also do valuable work. To all the clerks out there. You're getting recognized too. Balance. Buildings that increase basic resource production and added jobs to basic resource producing buildings or districts, for example, energy grids, mineral purification plants, for example. Now it increased the base production of the relevant jobs by 1 or 2 based on tier instead of the previous modifiers that were percentage based. Machine empires still gain the extra resource district slots as before. And yeah, so that has a couple of things that are really surprising maybe. It scales better into the late game if you get an actual more production, like increasing the base production is a lot better for the late game where you get percentage bonuses from happiness and production and things like that, than the starting thing that just added a percentage value to the base thing. So that is a buff to production. So you will produce more. Then we have that example of the food processing centers here, where you can see that the base production of food producing jobs is increased by 2, and in that case for the agri drones. So that's, I think, a machine empire or a hive probably. And livestock also counts as a food-producing job now, or minerals for lithoids. Another balance change, manufacturing-focused buildings, of course, that also modify the production of the district's factories and foundries, no longer prevent the other from being built on non-ecumenopolis planets, and no longer add jobs to industrial districts. They instead increase the base production of alloy or consumer goods, producing jobs by 1 or 2 with a corresponding increase in upkeep. So you can have that mixed planet now if you want so. And you should. So the real specialization is going for ecumenopolis this time. And that thing is clear now. Secondary resources like alloys do require more inputs to produce more, however. Yeah, that's of course clear. Balancing the numbers of jobs and their input will be an ongoing task. So future updates to additional changes. Yeah, with that big change. Then the AI has been updated. Significant changes to AI behavior that should improve the effectiveness of AI opponents, as well as some changes to reduce the impact to your empire if an AI were to take control of your empire for a short duration in multiplayer. That's something probably a lot of people have asked for, because sometimes you just desync and then the AI might come in and scrap everything if you're unlucky. They will probably not do that anymore. These changes give the AI a greater focus on economic stability and improves some research-related behaviors, but are also a work in progress and will continue to be updated in future patches. As many have noted, the AI has been a little bit weaker, also on the really high difficulties, where you could actually out-tech them, which was just nearly impossible before in such a short time. There's another 303 AI feedback thread once the patch is live, in addition to the bug fix thread, so you can let us know how you feel about these changes. Yeah, post the observations if you're onto it. It will definitely help improve the game, because they're reading that. Then population growth, continuing to make adjustments to the current population growth systems, and you can see sliders, and that's cool. And additional changes are looked at. Some of these are longer term initiatives, so they're doing another overhaul of it. In the meantime, they want to just fix the problem, and that's of course good, because now they have added the kind of hidden values in the define file to the actual creation of the galaxy. So you can adjust your logistic growth ceiling and your growth required scaling. So I think if you put the growth required scaling down to 0, and if you put this, so if you put the ceiling at maximum height, and if you go for the growth required scaling to near 0, then you will have maximum pop growth. While if you put the growth required scaling to the maximum and the logistic growth ceiling to the minimum, then you will have slower pop growth. But I mean, it could mean both ways, but that's what I think it means. It should mean. We'll have to try it out. It is easily seeable once this is live. It's not yet live. I've tried it all right. Logistic growth and growth required sliders and galaxy configurations. These sliders will allow you to adjust the variables related to the bonus a planet can provide through logistic growth and the amount that pop growth increases per empire pop using sliders in galaxy configuration instead of needing to edit defines or use a mod to do so. Yeah, that's very practical. Please note that these sliders can have major impacts on both performance and balance. Existing saves will use the default values, which can themselves be overridden in defines. Non-English localization for these changes will not be available in the beta as soon as the changes are up, but will be added shortly afterward. Yeah, but everyone who who listens to this will understand, right? So that's all for this week, they say, and there will be a pause next week. And so 2 weeks from now will be the next Dev Diary, as it's a post-release cadence. They're probably busy fixing bugs and getting to the feedback threads that are really, really full, and that's a good thing. 303, like the first 303 open beta patch, has already been a big improvement for me, and I'm enjoying it a lot. How do you feel about it and about the changes? Please tell. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Can, signing out. See you soon, and happy gaming.